What's the difference between archiving and backing up data? It goes without saying that your data is vitally important to your business. Lose data, and you could be out of business for a while, or maybe for good. But many business owners don't completely understand how to protect their data. It's not complicated, but you need to understand the two basic data protection methods. In this article, we're going to explain the differences in between backing up and archiving data, and why each is important. What is data backup? A data backup protects the data you work with every day by keeping a copy in a secure location so you can restore it quickly if it's lost or damaged. You need to consider three things when you design your backup strategy. First, the changes you've made to your data since your last backup are at risk because they're not backed up. So, you need to think about how much data you can afford to lose when you create a backup schedule. You might decide to back up daily, hourly, or even more frequently. It's a trade-off between your needs and the cost. Second, you need to keep your backup in a secure location, off-site, protected from theft, vandalism, fire, or water damage. Don't keep it on the premises. That's not going to help you if your building burns down. Third, you need to be able to quickly restore your data from the backup. Time is money, especially when your systems are down, and the longer it takes to bring your systems back up, the more business you stand to lose. So you might ask, what is data archive? A data archive stores data that you don't need every day, but might need in the future. It's like putting your old files in boxes and storing them in the attic while you keep your active files within reach. Some examples could be tax data, bank transactions, medical records, or any records required for regulatory compliance. Archiving pulls this data out of your daily work data and stores it offline so it can't be modified intentionally or accidentally. Just like a backup, it needs to be kept in a secure location away from your existing data. Do you need both backup and archive? Residential users might be able to get away without much of an archive because they usually have much less data than a business. That means you can keep your archive data and work together in the same backup. But for larger businesses, it's best to keep both a backup and an archive. A backup is much faster and easier to restore than an archive because it uses high-speed storage devices such as fast hard disks or flash disks. This helps keep your downtime to a minimum. On its own, an archive won't do the job for either a business or an individual. An archive contains only part of your work data that you need to keep long-term. Plus, it isn't performed often enough, so too much of your work data is at risk of being lost. Finally, it's too slow to restore, so your systems might be down for a long time. Creating a strong data backup and archiving strategy goes a long way. So what should your strategy look like for archiving and backing up? A lot goes into a good backup and archive strategy, and it's critical that you get it right. You don't want to discover that you're missing data after the data loss or when you need your records the most for regulatory or legal compliance. Thank you for joining us for this week's Tech. I hope that you got great value from this week's content. Remember to like and follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.